Hello, my lovelies. It is really late, so I'm going to be kind of quiet so I don't wake my parents up, but it is actually after midnight, and I'm about to start my 24-hour comic book read-a-thon. I have an entire, stack of graphic novels that I've just been holding off on reading because I knew I wanted to do a 24-hour read-a-thon of my own, and I was like, why not do all these comic books that I keep finding and reading? So I'm going to try and read as many of them between now and midnight tomorrow. Well, yeah, it's midnight tomorrow. So I'm just gonna go real quick over the reading lineup with you guys. Alright, so first I know for sure I'm gonna get through hold on, let me get Batman out of the way. I'm gonna get through Injustice. I've got year 3 to get through volumes 1 and volume 2, and then after that I'm gonna hit up Batman Hush, because this has been probably my most look forward to book in the last couple of months, because I love this storyline. And look at this pretty cover. Look at them. Jim Lee does such a good job with his art. And then I've got, in case you hadn't noticed, I'm a Batman fan. I've got Batman Streets of Gotham, Volume 2, Leviathan. And then Volume 3, House of Hush, which is when Bruce comes back from the dead. It's fantastic. I am also going to try and get through the Nightfall, the first volume, although I'll probably save that until later on, towards the end, since my best friend has volumes 2 and 3, and I have to get those from her, so I don't want to get stuck on a, cliffhanger. And then we have got, and these in order, I've got some Green Arrow, because I love Ollie and Dinah. So, yeah, we're going to get through Green Arrow Rebirth Volumes 1, and then Green Arrow Rebirth Volume 2. Look at that. There are my two faves. I mean, two of my faves. That's so complicated when you're into comic books, because, yeah. And then I've got Wonder Woman Volume 1, Wonder Woman Rebirth Volume 1, Wonder Woman Rebirth Volume 2, and Wonder Woman Rebirth Volume 3. And we will see if I like this any better than I did before Rebirth. I was not a huge fan of Diana at that time, but a lot of things have changed since then. So, all of that. Oh, and that's not all, because we have iZombie in case I run out of stuff to read, although the shelf over there also has a whole bunch of Catwoman, so I might get to Catwoman instead, since I love her so much. But I've got iZombie Volume 1, that's Volume 2, Volume 3, and Volume 4. I got into the show, and then I discovered that it was actually a comic book series, so I'm super stoked about that. But all of that, we're going to try and get through that in the next 24 hours. So yeah, all of that, we are going to try and get through all of those in the next 24 hours or so. I will be checking in with you. I don't know if I'm going to get through all of it, because apparently I might be going to buy a car tomorrow as well. And that's going to take a little bit of time out of my day. But hey, you can read while you're buying cars, because they've got to go talk to their managers and pretend to bring the price down when they're not really planning to. So, we'll see. I'll check in with you guys in a bit. Bye. Alright, so I might have decided to sleep about 2 a.m. I was like, you know what? It's probably a better idea to sleep now than to need to sleep at 8 p.m. tonight and lose precious hours. So I got through Injustice, which I liked the first volume. The second volume, it's starting to bug me, the amount of character assassination that is going on with Clark Kent. Although I was happy to see Deadwing. So I'm about to start Hush. This sucker. I love it. And then we'll see where we go from there. Alright, so before we get started on reading Hush, I just want to point one thing out. Look at this. So we've got, obviously, Batman, and there's Hush. There's Hush, and Riddler, and Harley, and Ivy, and Clayface, and Croc, and Roz, and the Joker, and Scarecrow, and I think that's Talia. I'm not entirely sure. You notice who's missing from this Batman 619 villains spread? But if you turn the page and look at this, it says Batman 619 Heroes. And you've got Tim Drake, and of course Batman, and Barbara Gordon, and Jim Gordon, and Helena Bertinelli, and good old Clark Kent, and Nightwing. Oh, there's Hush again, but look at who we have real big right here on the Batman 619 Heroes spread. Just one thing I'd like to point out. This lovely lady, Catwoman, Selena Kyle, is counted by DC among the Batman heroes now. She is no longer a, Batman villain. At least according to Jeff Loeb and Jim Lee. I just wanted to point that out. Alright, as you can see, we have actually gotten up and gotten out of bed and showered and all of that and put makeup on. We're gonna go out and grab the car, or look at the car again here shortly, but I did finish this, and I loved it every bit as much as I did the first, 45 times I've read it. Okay, more like 5, but, definitely my favorite Batman story from the pre-reboot era, followed very quickly by some of the pre-reboot Catwoman stuff, but I really enjoyed it, and it's fun to read knowing where things go, because, when I read that, I had no idea, War Games was gonna happen, or, I can't remember whether Bruce Wayne murder happens before or I think it happens before this. But, I didn't know War Games was gonna happen. I hadn't read No Man's Land. There was so much stuff that I hadn't read at that point. But this was very, very good, and I enjoyed it. And then, of course, you had all of that Infinite Crisis crap that happened in the 1 year later plot, all of which I absolutely love. I say Infinite Crisis crap, but I do love that storyline. I'm gonna move on to Streets of Gotham now. That shouldn't take me long. This took me, most of the morning. I was reading it from 8:30 until 10 or 10:30, so about 2 hours. So Streets of Gotham shouldn't take me long. I don't anticipate that taking me more than an hour, and then we'll figure out. I don't know what I will do next, because I have quite a few different things to read. So we made it through Wonder Woman last night. And then midnight happened, and I was like, I'm not updating people. I'm going to bed, because I was a little tired and I had church in the morning. But I really, really enjoyed Wonder Woman. I really like the, I think my favorite volume was probably volume 2, because I did volume 1, 2, and 3 of the Wonder Woman Rebirth, and I think my favorite volume was probably volume 2, because you got, Diana's backstory. I really liked the new take that they have on it. I like the fact that they've kind of updated it, because they've changed it, so, when Steve gets to the island, it's modern day. It's not back in during the First World War or the Second World War, whichever one it was in the comics. So I really like that. It was a very interesting story, and I think it really does well with what DC's trying to do with the Rebirth, having read Batman and Superman as well. I think that I think it does a little bit better job than Superman did of kind of doing the dual timelines thing. Anyways, I enjoyed it. I really liked it. I didn't get to Green Arrow or iZombie, but that's fine because I have those for a little bit longer. But I got a lot of comic books read last night or yesterday, even with the 6 hours that I was at the dealership. So I will try and do another one of these. So that was it, guys. I hope you enjoyed me rambling about random comic books that you probably haven't read. I will link down below, or list down below all of the volumes that I read during this 24-hour read-a-thon, even though I kind of sucked at the 24-hour part. We'll try again. It was my first time. It was my first read-a-thon, so maybe next time we'll try something a little bit harder to put down. Next time we won't be buying a car during the read-a-thon. So that's it for now, guys. I will see you next time. We will talk about more wordy, nerdy things. Bye!